New business, sign committee program update. An update of the sign committee actions from the meeting of November 13th, 2024. Is there a staff report on that?
Yes, sir. So just prior to this meeting, the sign committee met regarding a on-premise sign, freeway-oriented sign at Mike Thompson's RV. Subsequent to staff report and public comment, the sign committee approved the sign 3-0 with 2 additional conditions. One was that the sign be oriented 5 degrees inwards more towards the freeway to limit impact in the adjacent areas, and then also to turn off the illumination between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. So that was the action of the sign committee. This item is a receive and file. However, I do have 3 comments from the public if you'd like to hear them now.
Sure.
Okay. The first is Jaye.
So those of you on the sign committee have already heard this, but please bear with me. I did modify it just a little bit. Thank you for hearing me. I've been fighting against these huge flashing grotesque signs for probably 10 or more years now. I'm old and I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore. My argument that the distraction to drivers navigating the significant inflow of 4 lanes of traffic at the Ellis on-ramp is dangerous has been ignored. Since this is the exact same location of all 3 of these signs, it seems as though it should be obvious to any casual observer how dangerous this situation is, because there will be 3 signs, and then a Hyundai will want one, and then everybody else is going to want one, and you can't discriminate, so you're going to have to give them to everybody. This isn't just about one sign. Thompson said tonight in the committee meeting that RV purchases are not an impulse buy, so an offensive sign shouldn't be necessary. People that are in the, don't text me now, please. Now you lost my place. People that are in the market for a motorhome know where all the motorhome dealers are. If you're not price competitive with your competitors, then of course you're going to lose business. I don't think that it has anything to do with whether or not you get an ugly sign out in front of your building. He said it's a long-term decision for buyers, but it's a daily blight for my neighborhood. Cheryl Brothers is in a video supporting this garbage when she lives on the other side of the tracks. Freeway. I live right by Mike Thompson's. My street ends right at Mike Thompson's. Tiburon is my next door neighbor. So she'll have no impact from this blight. And then she goes on to equate this with a normal trend in the age of electronics. No, not really. Minimally, Ms. Brothers should recuse herself from voting on this highly charged issue now and in the future. If you do pass this, you've already changed the thing, and we appreciate it, that you're going to turn the lights off at 11 o'clock. We would ask that the lights go off at 10 o'clock because they do reflect into our bedrooms. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. And again,
Thank you.
this is just a receive and file. The planning commission is not being asked to take any action today.
What?
I was just saying that this is a receive and file. The planning commission is not voting on the sign today.
They're not voting on this?
No.
What are we doing?
They're receiving the report.
Oh, when do they vote on it?
They don't. It's been approved by the sign committee. It can be appealed to the planning commission.
So can I be appealing it now? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing, is appealing it
You
now?
can, if anybody would like to appeal,
I guess I misunderstood what the purpose
if anybody would
was.
like to appeal the decision of the sign committee, they can do so with the city clerk within 10 days and pay the filing fee and provide the appropriate information.
How much does that cost?
I don't have that off the top of my head. If you want to contact planning department staff tomorrow, we can
Okay,
provide that to you.
okay.
Leston Trueblood?
am Leston Trueblood. I guess I won't be speaking to the Planning Commission, but I'll be speaking to the people and the businesses in Fountain Valley at home. Wow, what a travesty. What a slap in the face to every single business in Fountain Valley besides Mike Thompson's. I can understand why people don't join your organization over there, the whatever it's called, commission or fountain business thing. I can understand why then less than 1% of people that have a business license in the city don't join the Chamber of Commerce. This is really a travesty. They sit on city land, they get to advertise exclusively their products, and nobody else in Fountain Valley, no other business gets any sort of exposure. The clear thinking on this is if you were going to go ahead and approve something like this, it really should have been owned by the city. And every single business would have the opportunity to advertise on a reader board that sits on city property that belongs to the residents. It's a travesty. I hate to say this, but I hope every business sues the hell out of Fountain Valley that's in Fountain Valley because of what's been done by city management, approved by you guys, approved by the sign committee. Don't even see anything on the website about the sign committee, who's on it. You know, you're going to have to answer to Costco. They're not important. They don't get to advertise on the sign. Sam's Club? How about the good old bowling alley? They don't get to advertise on it. Fam Vans doesn't get to have any time on that board. You've just insulted, segregated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is discriminatory, and I really, really, really hope it costs this city a ton of money to defend themselves because of the behavior of city management, the Planning Commission, and the City Council. Real convenient that this comes up, the week after the elections. Very disappointed. All the residents should be disappointed. Businesses should be disappointed. And the residents should be pissed off, and especially businesses. Sue the city.
Katy Wright?
Greetings, commissioners, chair, everybody. Leston, you're a tough act to follow. At the risk of repeating myself, on this topic, I've spoken, and most memorably, when Joe White was here with Becker Boards, he was talking about the louvered system and how you don't see it straight on and it's sort of filtered because it's like if you're on an airplane and you're watching your laptop, people can't see what you're watching, they can just see that there's a screen. But as I pointed out in that meeting, it's never been legal to be looking at these when you're driving down the road. What makes it legal for this huge sign to be up there? It's a distraction. It's the same reason this is illegal driving down the road. Given that I just gave this little speech to the sign committee, and we have more people here than were on the sign committee, I will point out the obvious true annoyance involved in being here the same time the owner was here. He is given, here we go, not to make this personal. The behavior shown by a very entitled businessman in our town is offensive and arrogant, and it basically was a matter of blackmail. You give me what I want or I'm going to take my football and I'm going to go home. You know what? My brothers played sandlot football, and we all had an answer to that attitude. Go ahead, take your football and go home. What about everyone that lives here that has to deal with the ramifications of this? He's perfectly content to say, oh, this isn't for the people in Fountain Valley driving by to see it. This is for everybody driving through that doesn't live here. So I'm advertising to everyone that doesn't live here. People who want this kind of a product, they search around. They do their own due diligence. This is offensive. I kind of agree with Leston, but I won't say the same things he said. And it's just, it's disheartening to see one business person grab an august body by the scrotum and twist and get away with it. Thank you.
No additional comments, sir, or